Good morning, children. So, children, today we are going to start with the revision. We have already completed the syllabus of economics and civics. So, from today we will start revision of all the chapters. In revision, we will just discuss in short because I have given you videos of all the lesson. I think all of you must be having my videos, would have seen my videos. So in these revision classes, we'll just discuss in short whatever I have taught you. Because I have taught you these topics, I think 1 or 2 months before. So we'll just revise all the topics in short. So we'll start with the first chapter of political science. The name of chapter is power sharing. Hope you must be remembering the chapter, isn't it? So in this chapter, we discussed importance of power sharing. How power sharing is important for a country also and for people of country also, isn't it? Power sharing means what? When power is not centralized in hand of one people, okay, one person, and it is decentralized, it is scattered, it is in the hand of different people. It is known as power sharing, isn't it? When power is shared by everyone. The second chapter, that is decentralization, is linked with the first chapter. So, we discussed power sharing, and in this chapter, I had explained you the two situations. It is a real situation which was faced by the two countries, and the first country was Belgium and second country was Sri Lanka. In one country, Belgium, power was shared, power sharing was practiced, and in Sri Lanka, power sharing was not practiced. What were the results found in Sri Lanka and Belgium? In Belgium, in starting, power sharing was not practiced. I also discussed that which type of people lived in Belgium. French speaking and Dutch speaking lived in Belgium. In Belgium, Dutch speaking people were in majority and French speaking people were in minority. Minority means they were at least 40% and Dutch speaking were more than 60%. And 1% Germans were there. But children, what was seen in Belgium that though Dutch speaking people were in majority, but then also they were not getting the benefit of economic development earlier. They were not economically developed, they were not literate, they were not educated, though they were in majority. And the French speaking people, though they were in minority, but then also they were literate, educated, and they got benefits of economic development earlier. So this was a matter of conflict between Dutch speaking and French speaking. Dutch speaking people thought that though we are in majority in our country, but then also we are not getting any importance, any preference. Brussels, which is capital of Belgium, there also most of the people French speaking were settled. You understand? No, capital means in a capital of a country, only those people can live, those who are economically well off, they are rich. And naturally, Dutch speaking people were dissatisfied with this. They thought that at least we don't want more preference, but we should get equal preference. But it was not seen over there. And a cold war started between the two communities. But children, government of Belgium was very wise. They realized the future of the country. They thought that if we will not satisfy the Dutch speaking people, this cold war will continue for a long period of time and the country will be divided. What they did? They just prepared a Belgian model in which equal power was distributed to both Dutch speaking and French speaking. That means government of Belgium declared that decentralization or federal system should be practiced in Belgium. That means the power was divided between central government and state government. And in both the governments, equal ministers of Dutch speaking and French speaking people were elected. That means both the communities were satisfied politically, and wherever the government was formed, number of ministers were equal in both the communities, Dutch speaking and French speaking. So like this, the problem of Belgium was solved. Both French speaking and Dutch speaking people were satisfied, and like this the country was not divided, and it was only due to the steps taken by the government of Belgium. And in Belgium, power sharing was practiced. Government did not say that no, whatever will happen, let the country divide, but we will be rigid, we will not practice power sharing. No, government said that first and foremost is the unity of our country is more important. They did not believe in satisfying their own egos and wishes, and that's why federalism was practiced. Both central and state government were independent of each other. They took their own decisions, and number of ministers were equal of French speaking and Dutch speaking. And the third level of government which was practiced in Belgium was community government, which gave more importance to the subjects like language, culture and all the issues, isn't it? So like this, in Belgium, power sharing was practiced and peace prevailed over there, and the country was not divided. Now, the second example which is given in your book is example of Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka also, mostly two types of people lived, Tamilians and Sinhalese. Sinhalese were the original people, those who belonged to Sri Lanka. They were from Sri Lanka. And second, Tamilians, they were also from Sri Lanka, but some of the Tamilians, they migrated from India. Both lived in Sri Lanka, but here the story was just opposite. In Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan government gave more importance to Sinhalese. They said that the Sinhalese will be given the importance. They were given government jobs, their children were allowed to get admission in good schools, they were given right to vote, their religion, the religion was Buddhism, it was given importance, and Buddhism was announced as the national religion, and Sinhalese was announced as the national language, and Tamilians were not given any importance. So the Tamilians said that, okay, don't give us importance, then give us separate state. They said that give us autonomous state where we can rule, we can do elections, and we can make our own government. But for that also Sinhalese government was not ready. They said that you live in Sri Lanka and we will dominate you, we will not give you any power, isn't it? And like this, the problem of Sri Lanka was not solved because government of Sri Lanka did not practice power sharing. They tried to hold the power in their hand. And like this, you see that a civil war broke out in Sri Lanka. Thousands of people were killed, both Sinhalese and Tamilians, and you see that the state did not develop at a faster rate and the peace did not prevail, isn't it? Why? Because power sharing was not practiced in Sri Lanka. So here the two examples are given. One example is Belgium, where power sharing is practiced and peace prevailed over there and everything is okay there. And second is example of Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, government did not practice power sharing. So from these two examples, it is proved that how power sharing is important for any country for its development and for development of people and peace of the people, and how power sharing is important for any country, isn't it? So with these two examples, importance of power sharing is given in your book. Okay. Now, the second part of the chapter, from where mostly the question comes, is why power sharing is desirable. That means why power sharing is essential. If this question comes in your exam, you have to write mostly 2 points. Power sharing is desirable because it has 2 reasons: moral reason and prudential reason. Moral reason means power sharing is desirable because democracy and power sharing are interrelated to each other. Power sharing is spirit of democracy. If you talk of democracy and if you don't talk about power sharing, then democracy is meaningless, isn't it? If a country says that it is democratic country and it does not believe in power sharing, then that country is not a democratic country, isn't it? So power sharing and democracy are interrelated with each other. Power sharing is spirit of democracy, and this is moral reason of power sharing. First, try to understand what is difference between moral reason and prudential reason. This I explained you while teaching this lesson also. Moral reason. Suppose if anyone asks you that why you come to school, isn't it? Why your parents send you to school? The moral reason will be your parents send you to school because to develop your personality, so that you can become a good human being, you can get knowledge. And the prudential reason that why your parents send to school is for getting education, so that you can earn your livelihood, so that you can get a good degree, you can earn for your family, you can get a good job. This is prudential or practical reason for getting education. You can understand by this example. So in case of power sharing also, what is the practical reason? The practical and prudential reason is power sharing is done because it leads to reduction of conflicts among the people in the country. Due to power sharing, people don't fight with each other, isn't it? Because everyone is satisfied. Mostly, why people fight with each other? What is the reason? Either country or family. The reason is for getting maximum power. And if the government only shares the power, if government only practices power, what will happen? People in the country will live peacefully with each other. It will not lead to conflict, isn't it? So the main or the practical or prudential reason of power sharing is it does not lead to any conflict. It resolves the conflicts and differences among the people. Country where power sharing is practiced, mostly people live peacefully. And you have seen the best example of Belgium. You see example of our country also. As in our country, all religion, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, people with different caste and creed, they are given equal importance, isn't it? They are being given equal power, and that's why they are living peacefully in our country. But today government decides that only majority in our country should be given power, should be given importance. What will happen? A war-like situation will be there in our country. Communal rights will start. People will start fighting with each other, isn't it? Why peace is prevailing in our country? Because government of our country has practiced power sharing, and in power sharing, everyone is being given equal importance. All religion, all communities are being given equal importance, and that is why peace prevails in our country also, isn't it? So these are the moral and prudential reasons of power sharing. So a separate question comes from this part. What are the moral reasons and what are the prudential reasons? This question mostly comes for 3 marks. This can come in your difference also, that differentiate between moral and prudential reasons of power sharing. So children, in this part we have discussed about the two countries, Belgium and Sri Lanka, how in these two countries power sharing is being practiced. In Sri Lanka, power sharing is not practiced, and in Belgium, power sharing is practiced. And what are the results? As in Belgium, power sharing is practiced, everything is okay there, development is taking place. But as in Sri Lanka, power sharing is not practiced, government is just believing in centralization, it does not believe in decentralization. You see that peace did not prevail in Sri Lanka. Then we discussed about the moral and prudential reasons of power sharing, and we discussed in that what are moral reasons, what are prudential reasons, and why power sharing is desirable. So this is the first part of the chapter we have completed. In the next part we will discuss about the different forms of power sharing, in which we will discuss horizontal power sharing, vertical power sharing, and how power is shared by different people. So in our next video we will proceed with the revision, and your today's homework is to write down the first question is why power sharing is desirable, and the second question is with help of Belgium and Sri Lanka justify that power sharing is very important. Thank you children.